time. We've, you know, done networking events together. He said, you know, I'd like to do networking in the Poconos. And I said, well, that's a good idea. Let's do it. And I said, if we do that, though, we have to get Courtney Quarcimo of Quantify Media involved because she has a huge number of connections in the Poconos, an incredible reputation, and has an amazing digital marketing company. So we all got together and we had our first event. I believe it was it July or June last year at Barley Creek Tasting Room. And actually we will be back there very shortly. So we're extremely excited to be here at the Swiftwater. It's the first time that I've been here. Dave is the one that set this up, put it all together. Dante Trapasso, who is the president and owner of the Swiftwater, was so kind as to host this event and provide this beautiful space for us. So we're going to get started, and I am going to introduce Dave here, and he's going to then introduce Dante. So I'll let you take over.
How's everybody doing? I'm really excited. I'd like to thank Dante personally for letting us come up. You know, they own the sake, the Swiftwater. The nice thing about it, you probably saw this big hole over here on the left side. They're going to be putting up a convention center. So I just wanted to give them the floor real quick, you know, just to introduce himself and what they have here. So without any further ado, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Maria, Courtney, of course. I appreciate all you guys coming out today. I did not expect it to be this packed, so I guess that's a good problem to have. And I know we're going to have a wonderful time with the cocktail hour, but I just wanted to take a little bit of time and talk a little bit about what we're trying to do here with the Swiftwater, the sake, and our future endeavors. So the Swiftwater was built, we actually just came up on a year. It was June 9th of 2024, so it flew by. It's absolutely amazing. I like to say I got a couple more gray hairs now, so I got the hair up top. I'm happy with that. But you know, we saw that there was a gap in the area and that we needed a true luxury option in the heart of the Pocono Mountains. And I've lived here my entire life. My family's been here for 40, 50 years. Mom, I don't know, you probably can answer that one better. But we saw that we needed something where we could kind of be the home base for people. And oftentimes you have people that are coming from New York, New Jersey. We have a lot of people coming from Virginia, Boston, and geez, I should have silenced that. But these people, they don't know what they want to do. They know they want to come to the Poconos, and they're saying, well, I know that there's water parks. I know that there was heart-shaped beds in the tub and all that. And if they're really old, they're like, oh, that's the honeymoon capital. So we, as a family, saw that need needed to be fulfilled. So we had a space back here originally, way back when this was going to be a branded hotel, but we all looked at each other and said, well, you know, why not do it ourselves? And that idea kind of just started rolling. And if anybody knows my father, you know that he is certainly a bulldog. So once the idea was in his head, he said, we're doing it. So we started. Construction took a year and a half. That was an intense time, but we opened our doors, as I mentioned, June 9th, and it's been just an amazing success. The team, everybody is absolutely amazing, and we're extremely grateful, we're extremely blessed, and we're very excited for our next endeavor, which will be the event and conference center next door. Forgive me, was going to print something out, and then I figured, well, that's going to be tough, so I should have put it up, and I could send it if we could distribute it, but it's going to be 15,000 square foot event and conference center. There's going to be 4 breakout rooms as well as a executive board room. We're going to be able to do primarily corporate and executive groups, but as well as weddings. So we want to be able to kind of cast a wide net. There are many wedding hotels out there. We don't necessarily want to become that, but we certainly want to be a luxury option here in the Pocono Mountains. And it's a natural progression of a hotel this size. And down the pipeline, we aim to add a spa as well. So really just keep building and building and building. And that's what we want to do, is invest in the Pocono Mountains It's our home, it matters to us, and we aim to be here for a very long time. So thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate Dave, Ray, everybody for being here. We want to give a little appreciation, you know, I mean, it's awesome, you open the doors for us, you know what I mean? So Joe from Toledo Wines had a great idea, he said, hey, you know, it's all about networking, so Joe, he's from Toledo Wines, and we just wanted to give you this as a little bit of a gratitude, you know,
I
thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we're going to have some speakers, and the reason we're doing this is because we really want people who attend our events to know where our heart is and how we like to network. So we have some seasoned networkers, networking leaders like myself, Dave, and Courtney, that will be talking about how to take it kind of like from A to Z, and how to do networking so that you actually get a return on investment and you see your business grow from it. You don't just show up and walk away and then wonder, why was I there? Other than it was a lot of fun. So I'm going to have Dave be the first guy to come up and talk about something that's really kind of important, is how to just get out there and do networking without fear. So go ahead, Dave, I'm gonna let you talk now.
So we're going quickly on time here, I'm gonna keep it pretty quick. So, how's everybody doing tonight, good? I always like, one of the things when you're talking to people, if they ask you how you're doing, you know what the number one answer should be? I'm doing unbelievable. Why should you say that, right? Because you can be either doing unbelievably good or unbelievably bad. So you never mind. So how you all doing? Unbelievably. So I'm just going to be pretty quick here, but there's a book out here called Networking Like a Pro. I always like it. One of the things that we wanted to do up here since we started this out, you know, a lot of people come to networking events and they come and they don't get any results and they wonder why they don't. It's your fault. So we're trying to put a little bit of an educational piece onto this because we want Pocono networking to grow and be huge, right? So one of the things about this whole thing is that the guy that wrote this book, it was interesting, he had a really big networking group. In fact, he had like 900 people at the event. The first thing before he started, he asked him, this is the question he asked him. He goes, how many people today, right, are looking for somebody that can buy their product or service? What do you think? Everybody raised their hands, right? The second question was, how many of that 900 are looking to purchase a product or service today? How many people think you raised their hands out of 900? Zero. See, a lot of people think, well, I go to a networking event, I talk to a bunch of people, I'm going to get a lot of business. Okay? That is true over time. You know, the key to networking is building relationships with people. But number one, you got to plan the event. Because people say, well, you know, I have a hard time doing it. The best way you can take advantage of a networking event is a lot of people go out and they do cold calls. I don't know why everybody does it, but they do cold calls and they wonder why they can't talk to the person in charge. You know, because they run across the gatekeeper, you know, all that kind of stuff. Well, my recommendation is the people that you really want to meet, you call them up and you invite them to a networking event. Say, hey, there's going to be a lot of people there. You're going to meet some great contacts. And then you get them out of their comfort zone in their business, out here where you can actually have a conversation with them and get the chance to meet them. But you're providing them a service while you're giving them a potential contacts for their business. Does that make sense? So a lot of times what people do is you got to pre-plan it. You got to think, number one, see, you think about networking. Think about this. When you grew up, what did your parents tell you about talking to strangers? Talking to strangers, right? Hey, you don't talk to anybody. You don't know? You don't talk to them, right? When you go to a networking group event, what do? You do everything that everybody told you not to do. True or false? So tonight, what we really want to do is really try to give you some really tips about what you want to do. But one of the things, and then I'll get Monica up here, is you want to, before you go to a networking event, you should pre-plan it. Like, how many people would I like to talk to? You know, I always tell people, hey, just say, let's use an example. Say you have 10 business cards. So you put 10 business cards wherever in your pocket or whatever, and then you replace your business cards with somebody else's. All right? So you want to get around. So I see so many people say, well, I know this person, so you gravitate to the people that you know. You want to gravitate to the people that what you don't know, right? And then in the number two, you got to watch. If the conversation's not going the way you want it to go, vacate quickly. That's what I can tell you. I'm gonna leave it at that, right? Vacate quickly, right? But then, again, you want to pre-plan that, and then before you go into the networking event, the last thing is, it's almost like you want to visualize yourself going in. Everybody goes in a networking event. Let's be honest, you're nervous, scared. It's kind of weird, isn't it? It's your fault, right? So you just want to visualize, oh, you know, feel kind of shaky going in. Then you start talking to people, you start loosening up, and you visualize what that event is going to mean to you. And then when you're done, the first thing when you hop back in your vehicle to go home, you just replay what you thought. And first you want to say, hey, what's all the things I did right? And what's the things next time I can improve? That's how you get better. Anybody that does networking, if anybody's honest, you start out piss poor, right? And you get a little bit better, you learn to talk to somebody, you know, and it's all good, right? So then he further to him and introduced Monica, you know, she's gonna, you're up already. So I know I'm short on time, I know you heard enough of me, but come on, Monica, okay.
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you everyone for coming. I am Monica Bastidas. I am the founder of Makeup by Monica. I'm also the host of I Am Only Lee podcast. And so today I had the privilege of being introduced here and as a influencer. Then I didn't know it was an influencer until you took me somewhere, right? But I am going to share some insights with you about how you can capture that confidence and build a vibrant community. And so whether it's online or in person, right? And so we will explore how to show up with intention in social media effectively and how to foster real connections that elevate everyone here involved. And so first, let me take you to the first time I came into a network event. I was extremely nervous, very shy, but still passionate about meeting people. And I was wondering if I was too much or was not enough. And I was in a room full of strangers and trying to figure it out, how am I going to do and impact people. And so one day I decided to shift my mindset, and instead of focusing on promoting myself, I focused more on leading with love and making other ones feel seen. And so I started taking selfies with strangers, sharing their stories in social media, building relationships in one conversation at a time. And so that's when I really realized that confidence isn't something that you really wait for. It's something that you create by being yourself, being authentic to you. And so I would like to share with you three key lessons that I've learned about capturing confidence and building community through your presence both online and offline. And so my first one is really being intentional with your energy. And what do I mean by that is when you enter into a room, you want to do with a purpose, but connecting on a human level. And what is that supposed to mean is really not just handing a business card. I'm not a transaction, I'm not just a service. You want to ask genuine questions. You want to share your story, but you also don't want to be the only one talking. You want to also be able to share it and listen intently into the other person's story. And so I often remember this, and so we all forget names. We all forget what you do. Sometimes we see each other so many times, and I still forget names. But one thing that stays with me is that people will never forget on how you make them feel. And so for me, that goes a long way. And so also another thing I wanted to share is how to use social media to amplify. So I think of social media as an extension of your energy that you bring into an event. You share authentic moments, highlighting others, turning those offline connections now into an online community. And this not only boosts your visibility, but also going to show that you genuinely care about others. And so what I often do is that I captured every single one of you. You'll see we'll take pictures, and I'd love to connect into a more personal level. And even those shy ones that don't like pictures, I will make sure you feel confident enough and comfortable to take a picture with me. And so I put all this with a purpose, with an intentional, real, and I give everyone a shout out and online. And so the same energy I'm gonna give you today is the same energy you're gonna see on my online and a digital space. And this will keep not just the momentum going, but it will continue to build a supportive community. And my third one is really looking for those quiet ones. I could be engaging with a lot of you, but I'm also watching the room because I was one of them. And it's nice when someone notices you and takes that time away. And so what I do is I make sure that if I see someone nervous, I grab them in, I give them support, I include them in a group setting. And so it's really how you make others feel. So, and I remember this happened with Maria's friend at the last network event. We were very much engaging into the network event, and I saw her coming in the room. She's at the door. She looks flustered. She looks overwhelmed. I stopped the conversation. I excused myself out, reach out to her, and I introduced myself, and I grabbed her, put her into the group, and little did I know it was a very close friend of Maria that it was her first time coming out to our network event. So that simple act can turn an experience around and make them feel part of the community. So that's what we did. And we ended up taking pictures that day as well with her. So really, in conclusion, I really want to thank everyone for being here today, sharing this moment with me, and I hope that you found something valuable in what I've shared, and also that you feel inspired to be authentic, bringing your own personality into an event. You don't need to be like somebody else, just be yourself. And I love to continue to connect, grow together, continue to build a community together. And three words that always stands out with me is this really just connection, confidence, and community. So I hope we'll continue to connect, and thank you everyone for your time.
Get a picture taken with Monica because you will look better than you're like, why do I look so good? Monica, let's take some more. Patrick, you are up next. And Patrick, I think, is going to be talking about how to actually go, wow, this is great. I'm going to do all these things, and then actually do them.
I'm sort of the strategy guy here. This is nuts and bolts. It builds on what Dave said. If you need a nap, this is a good slot. Patrick Clancy, I'm with an organization called Focal Point Business Coaching. So I got two questions for you today. Who here has friends? Yeah, I actually don't. But, right? And who here wants to grow their business? There you go. This is a networking event. Friends is what you do on Friday night. That's not here. This is a business meeting. Treat it like one. That means having a strategy. So I'm going to share with you the 5 pillars of the strategy I use for effective networking. And then I'm going to show you how you can get a copy of it too. So it's no great acronym, but it deals with audience, offering, outcome, interaction, follow-up. Networking events are different, right? Know who's going to be there. Is it a collection of professionals like doctors and lawyers? Is it a group of entrepreneurs, moms and dads and PTA people? An all-women's event, whatever it might be. Know who you're going to be networking on that day. And then spend a little bit of time thinking about what you can specifically offer that's tailored to that group. We all sell more than one thing. You might own a beauty salon. So you do hair, nails, facials, mani-pedis, gift certificates, all-day events, whatever, right? Think through what you have on offer and decide what 1 or 2 things might be most appropriate for the group that you're going to be talking to. So you're connecting the audience with your offering. Think about your outcomes. Dave gave us a little bit of a lead on this. What do you want to achieve? Why did you get up and leave your house and your loved one and come to that networking event? So say maybe you decide, I want to meet 2 strategic referral partners. Those are people who can introduce you to your customer, like for that beauty salon owner. It might be somebody who owns a yoga studio. Somebody who goes to yoga, at least some of them are going to be looking for a beauty salon, right? So those are strategic referral partners. You might want direct contacts. So you may say, okay, my goal tonight, 2 referral partners, 2 direct prospects. So that means you're coming to the event hoping to meet 4 important people, okay? If you're going to be there for 2 hours, means you got to hit one of those people every 30 minutes. Now, not everybody you talk to is going to be a qualified lead, so you've got to talk to 4 or 5 people every 30 minutes. When you're not good at this, set an alarm on your phone. It's been 30 minutes. I've been talking to Monica all this time because I love Monica. Right? It's time to move on. So that deals with outcomes. Now, interactions. This is the actual talking to people, right? The first thing you need to get straight in your head is how you can describe your business in 10 seconds or less and make it memorable. It's not your elevator pitch. That's 30 seconds. You don't have that much time. You only have 10 seconds. And why does it have to be memorable? Because everybody in the room is going to meet a lot of people tonight. And when you do the follow-ups, you want people to remember who you were. So I got a secret for you. I don't ever tell somebody I'm a business coach. Most people don't know what that is. And those who do often don't care, right? So that's not a good lead. I will tell people I'm striving for something a little bit more memorable. I will say I work with business owners to get them further faster. I help you make more money and work less. Something like that. The first point is that might spur someone to ask me specifically, well, gee, how do I work less and make more money, right? Now we're talking business. If not, then it gets the focus off me and onto the person I'm talking to. And if I'm trying to develop those contacts for my business, I want to know more about them, right? So coming back to the beauty salon owner, what she might say, what you're looking for is questions to ask, qualification questions that lead the person you're speaking to directly to the product you're trying to sell. Remember, audience and offering. So the beauty salon owner might say, how's your summer going? Do you have any graduations, weddings, family reunions, vacations, whatever scheduled this summer? Why? That's when the person needs the beauty salon products, right? So she's already figured out how to ask a question that's going to lead the client or the prospect to her products. Last one, follow-ups. Dave also spoke about this. I do mine in the car before I leave the parking lot. I will literally sit down and say, who are my 4 key people? And use my calendar to decide to plug in, when am I going to follow up with them? Who are people I want to add to my mailing list? That's on my phone, I can do that. Who are people I want to put in my CRM? That's on my phone, I can take pictures of the cards. Who is it that I just want to remember that I met? Because you never know when a client asks you, do you know a speech therapist, right? So do it in the car park, it's fresh in your mind, and you're all done by the time you leave and go home to see your family. Your workday is done. So those 5 elements: who's your audience, what's your offering, what's your objective, how are you going to manage interactions, and how are you going to schedule your networks. I was only given 5 minutes, I probably took 10. Our company offers a whole strategic guide on this, which says a lot of things in addition to what I just shared with you. If you'd like a copy, hit me with one of your cards before you leave tonight, and I'll make sure you get one by email. That's it.
Now, we're going to have Courtney Parsimo come up and talk about something that I think is really important. I was kind of putting this whole event program together, and one of the things that I have always been impressed with Courtney is her amazing design talent of her and her staff. And I love her business cards, they're so impressive. And frankly, I hated mine the minute they were printed. So Courtney redesigned them. They're not ready yet. So this will be like the swan song of these business cards.
Concepts on the way.
Okay.
They'll be here
Cool.
tonight.
So anyway, you'll get one of my old business cards, but you'll see why I wanted to change them. And obviously why that matters, and of course, digital marketing, which is what she does as well. So there's my bad cards that you can, we'll stick those there for now.
Hi, everyone. So there's a lot that I'm going to talk about here in the next couple minutes that I want you to really take in. And so I am going to take something from, where did Patrick go? Patrick, come on. From something that he said I'm going to do right now. And then hopefully something that Patrick said I'm going to do right now. So hopefully what I say here, someone will do after when we're all networking together. I'm going to describe my business in 10 seconds. Hi, my name is Courtney Corosimo. I'm the founder and owner of Quantify Media, and we are the best damn marketing firm in the Poconos.
Yeah, baby.
So, we're a digital marketing firm. We do everything from web development to SEO to social media to print and digital designs for things like business cards, brochures, everything you could possibly think of that you might need at a networking event. We're all here for one reason tonight, right? Connection. Whether you're connecting face to face or at an event like this, face to face or online with your ideal customer, the principles are the same. Be intentional, be visible, be memorable. Hopefully you'll remember that I threw your business cards, bringing the nuance into our life. So how do you do that in 2025? I want to start with the basics. Your digital handshake, also known as your website. If someone meets you here tonight and then Googles your name or your business, what are they going to find? That is important to have a strong website. It's not just about how it looks, it's how it works for you. Is there clear messaging? Is it mobile friendly? Is there a call to action? Is there something that's going to turn the curiosity that someone has after meeting you here tonight into a conversion? Think about that. Next is SEO. How many people have heard of SEO? More people than I thought. It stands for search engine optimization. Think of SEO as the behind the scenes networking of the internet. The internet's a web, right? World Wide Web. It helps your business get introduced to the right people, those actively looking for your services. And just like an in-person networking event, it's not about shouting the loudest, it's about showing up in the right room at the right time. Then there's social media. You can meet 60 people here tonight, but what happens tomorrow? Social media is how you stay in their lives, just like Monica was preaching here. It's about how you keep adding value, building trust, staying top of mind. A consistent presence online supports the impression that you're going to make here tonight. And of course, let's not forget about these print materials. A great business card is still one of the most effective first impressions that you can leave behind here tonight. It's not just a card, it's a brand statement. That small little piece of paper, or in my case, I have a metal business card that impresses people every time I pull it out, and they remember that. Maria said it first thing. It's a brand statement. It can spark a conversation, trigger a memory, or even land a follow-up meeting. On my business card, it's got an NFC. You can put it to the phone. You can add me to your contacts right while I'm standing in front of you. At Quantify Media, we design and print custom business cards, brochures, and other marketing materials that not only look great, but work strategically to elevate your brand. Now, I want to give you a few networking specific tips that tie into this, that I want you to do here tonight. Use social media live at events like this. Post an Instagram story, tag the event, use a hashtag. This can create organic visibility and gives others an easy way to connect with you. If you tag that you were here at the Swiftwater tonight, then somebody else can also see that you were at the Swiftwater and you guys are able to connect. Follow up digitally. When you meet someone, connect with them on LinkedIn, Instagram, any of the social platforms the same day. Don't let an in-person connection become a lost opportunity. And here's a powerful move. I want you to share someone else's content from the event. Highlight a speaker. Post a group photo like Monica does every single event. Or share some type of takeaway that you got from tonight. It's a really easy way to build goodwill with these people that you're going to be meeting. Networking is no longer just about the room that you're in. It's about the bridge that you build with those connections. And if you do it right, every handshake tonight becomes a new chapter in your business growth. Thank you again for coming out tonight. And remember, if your online presence isn't working as hard as each and every one of you are here tonight, let's talk.
All right, guys, so I'm super excited to introduce to you Dawn Robinson. Dawn is a legendary film producer from this area here. She is the president of the Northeast Pennsylvania Women in Film and Television, and she's also the founder and CEO of Dark Moon Entertainment. If you guys look at your event program, you'll be pretty blown away with the things that she's been involved in her long career in film. She has some really exciting things to share, and I thought she would be a really interesting person, not just from the standpoint of the project that she has going on, which I hope you'll talk a little bit about, but also the fact that you're running basically an industry association where everyone is relatively in the same field, but then you still find ways to network and to collaborate. So Dawn, go ahead and take it over.
I see some familiar faces here tonight too, so I'm really glad. Thank you so much for your support. And I'm gonna be a little bit. I'm gonna do my best right now to give you the highlights because I don't want to keep you too long. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dawn Robinson. I'm the founder of Dark Moon TV at Dark Moon Entertainment, as well as the president of Northeast PA Women in Film and Television. I sit on the board as a board member of the Women in Film and Television National Organization, which is a 10,000 plus member organization throughout the country. I own a production house called Dark Moon Entertainment, and we've run the production house out of Pennsylvania since 1996. We've been doing television and movies, I want to say probably over 20 years. It's been almost 30 years. And I have a really great award-winning team that have done everything from scripted, unscripted, docuseries, documentary, music videos, commercials, things that you recognize just if you saw them on television. Some of them include things like Curb Your Enthusiasm, Real Husbands of Hollywood, Lady Gaga's Monster Ball, even movies like Harry Potter and Fast and Furious, Interrogation, Deadliest Catch, Ice Road Truckers. I have a really great team, and I'm bringing it here to the Pennsylvania area because I'm building sound stages. So we just got all our applications in, and now I'm going to zoning and planning. We're building 150,000 square foot building with 5 studio sound stages in northeastern Pennsylvania. And a technology lab because we created a new technology in the industry, which my intention is to change the industry with it and make it so that there's more work and more opportunities for people within the industry and connected to the industry. So part of our, I want to start with this. It's like, because I'm sure I'm throwing up on you and you probably have a lot of questions. So, how many people here have seen a production, television or film production, or been in studios? How many people? Okay, I just wanted to see a show of hands. How many people have seen a production and been part of a production or in the industry themselves? Okay, I see some hands going up. How many people played sports or had to do anything that has to involve teamwork whatsoever? Okay, so I see a lot of hands come up for that. So everybody knows that when you have to, as humans, we like to think that we're independent, and we like to think that, we can do it all on our own. But everything that I've ever done in my entire career, and anything that anyone I work with has ever done in their entire career, actually involves banding together and having like a collective, so I'm a little bit antithesis to what Patrick said, because yes, we're here to do business and network, but we are here to be, anyone who's ever done business with me, they're also my friends. They have to like you, and it can't be fake, and you have to be who you are. So, you could try to be fake, I guess. There are some people who go into Hollywood things, you know what I mean? But, it's best to be who you are, because people see that shine through. So, I kind of feel like what I'm trying to do with Northeast, and what I am doing with Northeast PA Women in Film and Television, we've been in the industry and in the region now for almost 4 years now, and the Studio Sound Stages has been a project that I've worked on for that amount of time as well. The thing is, as humans, we have to do this collaborative to get anything accomplished. I have different teams. So I have my team that's my award-winning team that does production work and actually makes movies and television. And I have another team, and they're the team that have helped me get this whole Studio Soundstage project off the ground. And that includes people that are realtors and people that are, construction people and project managers and, networking people and corporate and taxes and accounting and everything that you could think of all across the board. My attorney, there's a whole community of people. It's just like when you're raising a child, it's the same thing. It's like you have schools and you have all these other people around that help make the person shine and help raise them up. So, but it's also a collaborative thing. I don't feel like there's any competition necessarily. This is something when people go into networking situations, sometimes they go in, they want to meet people. Sometimes they'll meet people that are in their industry. And what I've seen in my experience is that sometimes they end up getting a little bit of a resistance. And I've seen that even in this area. And so anybody who's ever seen a production be put together in television, let me tell you, I can tell you from firsthand experience, sometimes you have to work with people you don't even like. But you know what? You have to get it made. You're under a time crunch, you have a budget, you have to do it under budget, and you gotta get it done by that point in time so that it makes its air date, whatever it is, or its release date. So, I feel like sometimes people get why is it? And that's a question that I'd like to, it's like regional industry growth, whether it's regional or it's national, it's the same thing. It works the same way. It's almost like less competition, more co-creation is what's necessary. So, why is it that so many people insist on separating themselves? Because I see this so often sometimes, and I see it even on set, where it's sometimes it's nope, I can do it myself. And then you need to have somebody helping you with the light or helping you, it doesn't get done by itself. I can't run, I'm a producer, I'm a writer. I can't, even with writing and doing things for pre-production, I can't get that done on my own. I can't get it done by myself. It involves executives and all supervisors and people to do coverage and the planning part of it. There's so much that even goes into your productions. That's why sometimes it will take 10 years before you see it actually on screen. And that's why we have awards actually, because there's so much that doesn't get shown that people have actually worked on that you'll never see until maybe later when they open up a catalog or they decide to do something with it later on. So, but I feel like there's a lot of people that they want to stick to, even in any kind of community. Even on production, everybody wants to stay to their little fiefdom. It's like when you go to the cafeteria and you'll see you have this little group over here, and the gaffers want to hang out with those people. Everybody, the people that are the crew people, they kind of want to stay to themselves. Or maybe there's the people that are the producers and the directors, the above the line people, the talent kind of hang out, on their own, or they hang out together. But it's sometimes they'll hang out with the crew. It depends on who it is. It depends on their personality. But it's like, why do we do this? Like, I see people separating. I was listening to something on the radio not that long ago, just last week while I was driving back from Tribeca, and it was the same thing. They were talking about like, well, okay, well, this group here, we separate ourselves so much that, it's like, well, let's drill it down even further. Let's say, okay, well, these people are only wearing orange, so we're going to put them in this group here. Like, we tend to categorize things. But here's the thing, is that we need to have all the colors. We need to have the entire spectrum. And when you're working in a collaborative situation, and even in a competitive situation, there is room for everybody. Like there's room at the table for everybody. There's always, everybody can eat. You just find your niche, or you work with the competition. There've been plenty of times, even when I was just on event side, before I was doing television and film, I worked my way in through the music side of things. And doing events, it's the same thing. We have to collaborate with each other to build up our networking and build up our teams, and find the right people. For us to find each other, it's like there's so many suppliers and businesses that benefit from. It's like, yeah, sure, we make TV and movies, but there's so many other people that it involves. There's so many businesses and suppliers and things that we need while we're doing what we do. So there's all kinds of opportunities for as many people as you, and as many touch points as you can think. It exists, believe it or not. So work together. Like that's the only thing I can say is like, this is how it's done. Like at least in my industry, this is how we've been successful. This is how I've been successful personally in my own career, is I find people that I can collaborate with, or they find me, and we help each other so that we're bigger together than we are apart. And that's the thing that I think people are forgetting, even on a community scale, even on a consciousness scale. So what I'm going to urge you tonight is like, it's not about who owns the spotlight. It's not about who owns the building. It really is about like, what is the goal? Like what is the outcome that you'd like to see? With everything in your life, I feel like it works that way. So what do you want to manifest? You know what I mean? Like, how would you like to see your business thrive? Well, you know what? We can all arrive together. You don't have to share the spotlight. It's like, my intention is to make room on the stage, build a bigger stage. So I'm really grateful that we had such a huge turnout tonight. And for those of you that know me, thank you for coming out. For those of you who don't know me, but will know me soon, I don't know you yet, but I'm looking forward to the conversations. And just thank you so much. Show up. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being you.
Thank you, Dawn. So I'm going to wrap things up, and some of it is going to be things that have been said by other people here as far as networking. And that's really to have a game plan and a strategy, but not to look at it like every single person is just a potential customer. But to also look at it like, hey, you know what? Dawn just mentioned a whole list of people that she works with, that she has connections with. Every one of us has hundreds and thousands of connections. We're literally here to be connectors. And in every single announcement, after events and before events, I say, if you have any questions, my cell is listed in my profile because I'm sending out announcements on Alignable, so I can't put that in there. But I am inviting people to call me, to do one-to-ones with me, and because I know a lot of people, and all those people might potentially be a potential customer for you. So those people like me and all of us here can be referral partners for one another. And what obviously I use, which helps me to be more organized in the way that I do my networking, is I use the Alignable Business Networking Platform. So you might see I have these little pins on here. And what's that for? Well, Alignable is a small business networking platform. Obviously, many of you actually met me there, and that's why you're here tonight. There are 9.5 million members in North America, all businesses that are on the Alignable platform. There are actually thousands here in the Lehigh Valley of Poconos and the surrounding area. So there's tremendous potential there for everyone here to take what they're doing here and network, and also take that to a digital platform, which is kind of blended. So after the event, when someone is registered with me, they're going to get a list of all the attendees. They can take a look at all the profiles. They can take a look at my profile. And if you look at my profile, there's over 700 recommendations on there. Alignable does that for me, which is pretty awesome, because that takes a lot of time to build. And if you want to build your Google reviews, obviously Courtney's the person to help you with that. But 700 some recommendations without having to do anything or work for it. And so that people who come and they find me, they're able to find out something about me, not just from having met me at the event, but after the fact, then find my phone number and then call me. So the whole concept is the know, like, and trust, and that's why we're all here. But I just want to encourage everyone to do the follow-up, and obviously connect with me on Alignable. My phone number and my contact information, as well as everyone's, is right in here. So if you actually did not register on the Alignable link and you want the list of all the registered attendees, just text me. My cell phone is right there. I'll send you the registration. You can actually register live right here tonight. So you'll get a list of all the attendees that have done the same. I'm just going to wrap it up right now, because I think we want to get on to the other networking that's going on. And like I said, make sure that you take advantage of this, because the contact information for everyone that spoke here tonight is in here. And there are some other leave behinds. Actually, I think Dawn has something that she wanted to share. And there's also, within this program on the first page, you guys have a little leave behind just to give us some feedback as to what you liked about this event, what you might want to see the next time we do it. So if you guys wouldn't mind to quickly follow that, or to fill that out rather.
Yeah, you have this page on the front.
Yeah.
You're doing us a favor, before you leave, just fill this out. Now, what we want to do, so you do fill it out, we got 3 nice baskets up here. So Carol's gonna collect them, if you take a minute, and then we're gonna pick 3 winners, and somebody will walk away with some fine wine from Torino wineries. How's that, right? Yeah, come, yeah, have some. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. We appreciate it. I think you know what we want to do. We want to grow networking here through the Pocono region. You can all help by next time inviting more people, right? We keep getting bigger and more and expand it. We have a list of all the events. We'll send that out to you, get on our mailing list. But we also appreciate, so hey, good luck networking this evening. Make some great contacts, and have a great night. Thank you.